Peace, peace. Welcome back to the Space Beyond Infinity, where there are no limitations. I'm the spirit guide of this room, Mystic, and I'm back with another vlog. Today we're getting silly content because yeah, I'm busy. Okay. Anyway, I'm making this crust for the sweet potato pie. I was trying to start making a sweet potato pie yesterday, and at the same time, I wanted to make dressing because that's what I was craving and that's what I wanted for dinner. And it just took so much out of me trying to get both of those things done at the same time. And then feed the kids and keep the kitchen clean. And it was just a lot. So I ended up not finishing my sweet potato pie yesterday. But I got the filling done and that's awesome. So right now I'm trying to make the pie crust. I'm actually feeling still tired right now. I was thinking like I could go out today. Today was like maybe a cool day to go out, but I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think it's like just sitting here. I just started on this literally right before I pressed play or record or whatever. Yeah. I am tired. My body is tired. I just flossed and brushed my teeth and got the kids' teeth brushed and flossed. And I probably should be moving on to the next thing to like actually eat right now. But the thing is, right, I got a watermelon yesterday and I wanted to cut up watermelon first to have it for breakfast. But the bowl that I like to put it in, because I don't like to give my kids watermelon in their own bowls too often. So usually I'll just make like a really big bowl and then we all eat out the same bowl. Because they be making messes. And so I try to like limit certain stuff like that, like stuff that I know is gonna be super messy. I try to limit that when their dad's not here. Because when dad's here, there's structure and order. But when dad's not here, there is less structure and order. I'm not gonna say there's no structure and order, but there is less. For sure. Yeah. So I try not to give them too much stuff that's gonna like make a mess. Raji has been really stuck on like me making pancakes and just even giving them pancakes. They're like tearing them into tiny pieces, and then there's like pancake crumbs all over the room floor, and I be trying to like whatever. I know that when he gets back, I'm gonna have him take the table downstairs. And the toys downstairs so that they can eat and play downstairs. But for now, the table and the toys are in my bedroom, and that's because it's just easier for me to like sit in my bed and monitor everybody eating, which is funny because at the same time, most of the time when I feed them, I give them their food and then I come back downstairs and I finish making my own food or whatever kitchen thing I want to do, and I'm not even in the room anyway. So, I mean, originally that's the reason why the table and the toys were in the room, so that I can be able to watch them while they play and watch them while they eat. I was going through my beginning of my pregnancy, and I was going through a lot of nauseousness, and I didn't want to be downstairs, and I didn't want them to be downstairs. And also at the same time, it was summer when I did make the transition, and so it was hot downstairs. Hot downstairs. The we have another room, and that room has air conditioner in it, but I didn't want to leave the kids in the room downstairs by themselves. So it's like, just bring the toys upstairs, and we can all be in the same room, and that can be the thing. Yeah. When Dad gets here and he can monitor what everybody is doing and what's going on in the house, then we'll make that transition, and that'll be cool because I'll get some time to just be to myself while everybody does what they do, and get my rest if I need it, sleep and stuff like that. It's funny because I have a friend who's on a plant medicine retreat right now, and she was like, she did a cacao ceremony the other day, and she was like, after that she was so wired. But I think that I've been noticing that after I have my cacao at home, that I be sleepy. I think that it puts me in a space of being sleepy, which is interesting. I be wanting it when I get up, and not really so much before I go to bed. So it's just like the easy thought of okay, let me just switch over my times of when I have it, my cacao. I'm trying to make this pie dough while I'm sitting down, but my countertop is so high that I have to switch my bowl over to my lap so I could try to. This pie crust that I'm making right now, this is my second time making pie crust, and I feel like this is about to be it. The first one, I did not, I mean, I did good, but I felt like it could have been better, you know? I did good, but I felt like it could have been better. The whole pie, not just the crust. Though I feel like the filling and everything, because at first, the way I did the filling, when I baked the pie the first time, baked the pie twice, right? First time I baked the pie, the filling was too loose and the pie crust was not cooked all the way. When you're making a sweet potato pie, and you're doing homemade crust, I don't know about store-bought crust. I don't know. It's been years since I used a store-bought crust and made sweet potato pie and blah blah blah. So I don't really know. But anyway, what am I trying to say? Essentially, not essentially, but yeah, period. You want to make sure that you are baking your pie crust. You have to make sure that you're baking your pie crust before you use it. You have to bake it a certain amount before you use it. That way, you have to make sure that you're baking your pie crust before you use it. That way, the crust is done a certain amount, and your crust is done properly when it's time to actually use it. And I didn't bake my pie crust long enough, so for wasn't done to the proper amount it needed to be before I used it. Now, back to the watermelon for a moment. I don't have the energy to cut up a watermelon right now. Maybe I'll have the energy to cut up a watermelon this next time on lunch. But I don't have it right now. And that is okay because I can just get the kids yogurt while they wait for me to make pancakes. And then after the pancakes, we can do watermelon. You know? Boom. After the watermelon, then I don't know, but yeah, that's how my mind is set up right now. I done already buttered this pan because I was thinking like, I'm put the pie in my cast iron. I already buttered my cast iron because I'm like, I'm about to just put this in here, and I'm not about to just put this in here right now because my pie crust has to go back into the freezer for a minute to chill out because it warmed up as I was trying to hold it up and stuff. So awesome. Anyway, I really feel like this pie crust is about to turn out so awesome, and I am excited because that means that I have learned another new skill in the kitchen. I love being in my kitchen. I'm so excited for like the idea of moving into a new house, and we are definitely doing that this year. We are definitely moving into a new house this year. I don't care. I'm moving. I'm not staying here another year. Stayed here long enough. I need another house. I need a bigger house. My kids need a room. I mean, they have a room, but they need a new setup, like a room, because we do not use this room in the back. But we mainly don't use this room in the back for real because I don't like it. It holds more moisture than any other room in the house, and that's the moldy room to me. Things tend to mold in the rainy season, in that room, and I don't like that. I wouldn't set my kids up to have a actual bedroom in there. Also, we're a co-sleeping household, so my kids usually sleep in the bed with me, and they have been their whole lives sleeping in the bed with me. But and I haven't really been ready to. We all. I'm not gonna just say me because I've asked them multiple times. I've told them like y'all can have your own bed, y'all can have your own room, y'all can have your own space. Please do not get me wrong. I do not force my kids to stay in the bed with me. That is their comfort space, and every single night that I wake up, each one of my children are literally touching me in some kind of way. Like I have my son who is the eldest out of my birth children, who wakes up in the middle of the night still like, Mom, can we cuddle? So I haven't really felt like I had to make it a thing for them to have their own room. And like I said, I've asked them on multiple occasions, and they've been like, we good. They make faces like, you're gonna kick us out of your bed? And I just be like, no, I'm not kicking y'all out of my bed. I'm just asking y'all what y'all want. But I do this year. I want to make sure that we get in the house. I want a 3-bedroom. One of the bedrooms I am gonna definitely make a dedicated space for the kids. They're gonna have their own beds in there. Especially since I want to have my stepdaughter home with us more often, and she has been here with her dad the last few trips that he he has made, and she will be here this time when we birth the baby, which will be a first. And I'm processing how I feel about that. I don't think I have any negative feelings about it. It just, I don't know. It's different. It's a big step. It's a big step in our relationship, me and hers. And yeah. But I embrace it because the thing is, she's one of my children. I've known her since she was 6 months old. Me and her daddy weren't even together when I first really met her over phone call. When I met her in person, you know, she was like almost one. And it's just, I guess my weirdness more so revolves around like my relationship with her mother. I don't really have one, and I don't like that, and I don't feel comfortable with that. And one day I tried to reach out to her mom to try to like let her know that, but she took offense to one of the things that I said, which basically was like, I know that I'm not in the city right now, but I will be coming back and I'll be around your daughter. Like I will be around your daughter, and I would feel a lot more comfortable if you and I had a more communication between us. Like, and she took that as me being offensive, and yeah, she's a Scorpio, so whatever. And maybe I was trying to be a little more like I'm here and I'm not going anywhere, because I am. Hello, 8 years later. I'm here and I'm not going nowhere, and I'm about to birth her next sibling. Like, just want you to understand that. And I feel like at the time she didn't understand it. She thought I was just like some petty chick coming, like, but I felt like she kind of like wasn't trying to take me serious as a person at the time anyway, even though I was pregnant with my son at the time. Like, I feel like she didn't see me as being like something that was going to be so consistent, or someone who was going to be so consistent. Like, I didn't think she took me serious. And so that's why I worded what I worded the way I worded it. But I wasn't trying to be petty. I'm literally trying to let you know, like, I'm here for the long haul. I don't plan on going anywhere. And I'm going to be a part of your daughter's life for the rest of her life. And I need to have a certain amount of communication with you so that we can be on the same page, so that I know that I'm making healthy boundaries. You understand that I'm not making healthy boundaries. We both are on the same page of understanding that I am not a bad person to be in your daughter's life. And I just want to make sure that you understand that, and that you know that, and you know who it is that is being around your child. I want you to know who it is that is being around your child. That's my biggest thing, because I will never let my child to go be around somebody that I don't know who they is like that. Even though I would consider letting her take my kids with her, you know, one of the days if her daughter wanted her siblings to come with her, I would consider that. I wouldn't fight it. I'd have my little reservations, but that's because, like I said, we don't have communication, and I think that's where my kind of uncomfortability comes from because we don't have enough communication between the two of us. But I know that'll change, especially now. Like we don't talk, we don't talk, but we have. I know that we have an understanding. I know that we have a certain understanding. Like she knows that I'm not a bad person for her daughter to be around. She knows that I'm not a bad person. Period. I know that she knows that I'm a decent person. Like we follow each other on social media. She sees my posts. I see her posts. We see what kind of people each other is, and maybe that's enough for us for now. Let me take this upstairs to my kids real quick. Yeah. So once she's here and she witnesses me giving birth, the boundary line changes. The boundary line changes. The relationship changes. Things change. And there's a major change. And there's nothing wrong with that. And I'm not saying that I feel, like I said, there's no negative feeling that I have about it. I'm just, there's change. That's it. That's all I'm saying is that there's a change. But anyway, when we decided that he would buy a plane ticket for them to come versus um, the original plan to buy a car and come down. And he was asking me how I felt about that. And I was telling him I was okay with it because honestly, originally when he brought up buying a car and driving down this time, I was concerned about him not being able to get what he really desired in the time frame. Like I know he was saying like he wanted a certain kind of vehicle, and I feel like I was a little more concerned about whether or not he'll be able to get that in the time frame that we were speaking of at the time. And yeah, so this is my sweet potato pie mix I made yesterday. I felt like it didn't have quite enough cinnamon and nutmeg in it, so I'm going to go ahead and add that in there and mix that up. So what I did was I made it, and then I didn't put any egg in it yet either because I wanted the egg to be, I wanted to be able to taste it, do a taste test, make sure it was sweet and flavored the way I wanted it to be before I put the egg in there. People will just mix it all together. And taste it with the egg. Not me. Look at that. Look how smooth it is. Put it in the blender. Okay, so I did that. I'm going to crack these 2 eggs in it. Also, last time I feel like it wasn't as okay. I don't think I finished telling the story about the pie, right? So I made the first pie. The crust wasn't right and the filling was too loose. And when I made the first pie, I put only 1 egg in there and not 2. So this time, so what I did was I took it out. I did the crust. I baked the crust. I remixed the filling and put another egg in it. And then I put it in the oven. But I feel like once I put it in the oven, that I put it in there too long, and it curdled. It didn't really curdle, but look, I've been watching these baking videos. I've been watching baking videos and stuff. It'll be popping up on my reels and stuff. And there was this one guy, and he was talking about how it's this one baking guy, and I like him because he be breaking certain stuff down, like different like consistencies. Your cookies can turn out this way depending on how much baking soda you used, or how much baking powder you used, or what the temperature of this was, and blah 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 blah. Like, he breaks things down a little more scientifically, and I appreciate that. Yeah. But he had made a video. He was talking about pies, like pumpkin pie or sweet potato pie, and how when you put it in the oven, you want it to like be settled around, but just a little slight jiggle in the middle when you pull it out the oven. And then when you pull it out the oven, you let it set, and it should be set perfectly. But if you leave it in there, and then when you're ready to take it out, you leave it in there until there is no jiggle at all, then it's curdled. And I kind of believe that. And once I ate it, I can tell that it was overcooked. But I knew it before I took it out the oven. I knew it was overcooked because I just put it in the oven and then I left, and I went upstairs and I laid down and I forgot about it, and then I came back downstairs and I was like, this is definitely past the time that I wanted it to be in there. I know. And it was. And I want to wipe my camera off, but last time I tried to do that, then it ended my video. And I don't got time. Okay. I don't got time. Anyway, I don't know why this turned on me when I'm doing that. But I'm going to go ahead and crack these 2 eggs into this mix. I be being lazy. Sometimes I like go through a whole process where I wash all of my eggs thoroughly with soap and water, and then I have my other times where I'm like just being lazy and I just use the egg. And I don't know. I ain't got sick, but I should probably. Okay. Anyway, it's kind of gross. I know, because I should be cleaning these eggs. But as a pregnant lady, sometimes I just don't fucking feel like it. And so I just do my best to make sure that I'm doing my best. I'm doing my best. Don't judge me, okay? I am literally doing my best. I'm 8 months pregnant. I'll be 34 weeks tomorrow. I'm like talking to my man. Boomie's like, okay, at what stage? And he was like, okay, how far along? How many weeks are you? I told him how many weeks I was, reminded him. And he was like, okay, how far were you when you had the other kids? And I reminded him of those time frames. With our son, I had him at 38 or 39 weeks. And our 2 daughters, I had them both at 40 to 42 weeks. With Yajurda, I really don't know exactly because she was different, okay? She was different. She was my first free birth, which is where you have absolutely no outside intervention in your pregnancy. So she was my first free birth or wild pregnancy and free birth. And Raji was my first free birth. Ezra was my first wild pregnancy. Free birth is still, you have no outside intervention. It's just you and your partner, you and your household. A wild pregnancy is you have no outside medical intervention in your pregnancy. And I had absolutely no ultrasounds, no blood work, no nothing with Ezra. I had 2 ultrasounds with Raji. I had 1 ultrasound with Zakari, and then I birthed Zakari at the hospital. He was my first child, so that makes sense. Ooh, no. I'm over here kind of making a mess. Let's not make a mess. I got my eggs mixed in. I think that's enough. I think I don't need to mix them anymore. You know? Because people be talking about over mixing stuff too, and I'm still learning that. And yes, I am scraping this up off my counter and putting it back in the thing. Because you know what? At the end of the day, I'm making this for me and my kids. So we're not gonna die. We're the people who I get to experiment on. Congratulations. Anyway, it wasn't a lot. It was just a little. It was just a little diddle, you know. Anyway, y'all. I was telling them how many weeks I am and how many weeks I had each the kids at. And he was like, he just kept saying 4 weeks, 4 weeks, 4 weeks, 4 weeks. And I'm like, 4 weeks? What that mean? 4 weeks what? Because don't. Because don't tell me that you saying 4 weeks because that's when you come in 4 weeks. Because no. And then, because he was like saying that, he just kept saying it. And then, boom, the phone call ended because he was driving and he got into an area where, you know, the connection broke up. So the phone call ended. So in my mind, I'm just like, 4 weeks, what, sir? And then I was getting mad, and then I was like, you know what? I gotta give my man the benefit of the doubt. I can't just, you know, be over here all turned up on him. Let me retie my wrap. Having y'all look at me. The creeps look at me. Anyway. Oh, maybe I should turn my oven on before I decide I want to roll out my pie. The oven is warmed up and ready to go. Yeah. So, I was like, let me give my man a benefit of the doubt. Because I had to sit for a second. And I was like, hello, maybe he's saying that because I said I had my son at 38, 39 weeks, and that's 4 weeks from now. And maybe he's just saying that because of that. And he's not crazy. I am. I'm crazy. I'm not crazy. Oh, whoa, slow down. I'm not crazy. I'm sane. I'm very sane. I'm very sane. I am very sane. I'm not crazy in the slightest, in the littlest, tiniest bit. I am very sane. And so is my man. We both are very sane. Anyway, because what we're not about to do is speak craziness onto ourselves. We don't speak crazy onto ourselves. No, we are sane. We're sane people, and we will continue to become that much more saner every day. We are sane. Okay? We ain't crazy. Anyway, yeah, where's my other knife? Because I feel like that would just be better in this situation. Yes. But he's not crazy. So he wouldn't come at the last second. Also, he told me he'd be here before Christmas. And sure enough, he'll be here the day before Christmas. Which I'm still a little upset about that, but at the same time, he'll fucking be here, so I'm not gonna complain too much. He gonna make it happen how he wanted to happen or how it needs to happen. I'm not gonna complain. I'm not gonna act crazy. We're gonna have all of our children here for Christmas this year, which is awesome. We'll have all of our children with us. And then we'll go on to have a baby. And then it'll be all of us. And one thing I did get excited about, as far as, the idea of him bringing our other daughter, is I had planned a pregnancy photo shoot once he does get back here. And she gets to be a part of the photo shoot. We get to have family pictures. And we got some, regular basic family pictures like we're out for today. So we have pictures, but like these will be professional shot pictures. And we'll have our whole family in all the pictures. And so I'm so excited about that. I am super excited about that. And I should not be on the internet telling my B is a nest, baby. But, whatever. People love trying to come around trying to pretend like they got good intentions and they fucking don't. The guy that I was talking about in my other videos, about how he was commenting on my other videos, he disappeared for a few videos, and I thought he was gone, and then he commented on the last 2 videos that I posted, and I'm I thought you were gone, I thought you went away. So, respect. Okay, if you respected me, then why the fuck is you still here? I told you to go away. I'm gonna comment respect. And still with the laughing emojis. What's fucking funny? I don't understand what's funny. I'm still trying to figure out what is funny. Y'all, this recipe that I got for this pie crust, I tried to half it because the recipe will give you 2 pie crusts. So I tried to half it, but this still looks like a bigger crust than what I need. We'll see. Anyway, I was just I thought you went away. I thought you went away. You were gone. You're still fucking here. Being weird. With your smiley faces and shit. But then, and then you want to put respect to try to make it seem like, you really come in peace. But the thing is, if you really respected me, then you would go away like I asked. That would be you showing me that you respect me and you respect my space. You going away. My videos don't bring you that much happiness and joy to where you can't respect the fact that I don't want you in my space. Fuck out of here. Also, in the last pie crust that I made, I used unsalted butter. And I did not put enough salt in the mix of the crust. So it was not a flavorful pie crust. So yeah. This one I used salted. Now I got some little tin pans up there that I could use as a pie pan, but I just feel like my cast iron have the ability to really get it better. I just feel to cook it better, that's what I'm saying. So I'm putting it in my cast iron. Yo. All right, now let's go ahead and put that down. It's not perfect, but it's mine. It's not perfect, but it's mine. And I still don't know how to do the pinch and crimp technique. Yeah, that's still not really, I still don't get that one for real. But, I'm doing my best, okay? I'm doing my best to do something here. Something. Last time I just gave up. I was like, fuck this. This is just gonna be what it is. And I could cut off the excess, which you're supposed to do, but it's not that much excess. So I'm just rocking with what I got. Folding it up and bending it down. Oh! Okay, so I'm gonna take this same fork that I did my filling. I'm just gonna go ahead and poke some holes up in there, because that's what they say you're supposed to do. And then we're gonna take some of this gold parchment paper I got here. Oh look, it is. It's empty. I think that means I have to use aluminum foil. Wish me luck. Putting this thing on foil in here without actually messing up the shape of the pie with the tension from the foil. Yeah. Hopefully that works. And then I'm going to put it, which I knew I was running low on parchment paper. I just and then we're going to go in and put our rice in the foil as a pie weight to hold the pie down as it's baking so it can hold its shape. And then we have our pie crust. It's going into the oven at 260 degrees Celsius. Who knows if that's the actual temperature of this oven? I don't actually know. I'll be honest. I'll just be turning it on and calling it a day. Anyway, I did that. Yeah, he did. I did that, and then I have this bag over here where I had put the leftover rice from the last bag of rice over. So let's just go ahead and pour that in there. So you let the pie crust cook, right? And then you put your filling in. See, when I do videos that's like super long, I'll be thinking, I could have went live, and I didn't. So maybe I'll just, like, because I was going to keep running my yap. So maybe I'll just go live and run my yap. I don't know. Live is different. Because then people come in, then you talk to people. It's different. I think I'll just leave this alone. Okay, y'all. was talking about it anyway. So maybe I will end it. And then just go live. Make the pancakes. They'll be here on the 24th of December. Yay. I am a little pleased about that because I was not planning at all to be the person to go out and buy Christmas presents and decorate the house and all that. I didn't want to do none of that, and I don't want to do all of that, any of that, and I'm not going to. So, you want to fly in for Christmas Eve? Okay, Santa Claus, get it together and do it because I'm not. I love my man. Don't ever get it twisted. But I'm pregnant as fuck. I'm not about to do none of this shit. I'm good, bro. We're talking about I'll be 36 weeks pregnant. I'm not about to sit up here and try to do no Christmas ass shit. Don't want to. Not going to. Anyway, I'm gonna just go live. Because I feel like that's part of the YouTube thing. Requirements anyway. I'm trying to see once the year switch over, will they monetize me? We'll see. If not, then that's fine. But whatever. We'll see. Alright. Y'all have a beautiful, wonderful, magical, amazing experience.